This is Patrick, eOne Business Solutions. I ran across something I hadn't seen before, and I think that's because the feature is fairly new in Smart Connect. I'm not even sure when it got put in. I just remember seeing a file. I had one myself, and then the customer mentioned it. So the customer had said, hey, we use the Smart Connect web services a lot. We use them heavily via the Excel add-in and calls from an external system to our thing. And we see that this eOne.SmartConnect.Wcf.Library.Errors.log is big, and we don't know where this is coming from. And so it keeps growing and growing and growing, and we have to go in and periodically delete the file. And we're just trying to figure out where it comes from. We figured it had to be Smart Connect because it has it in the name, but they couldn't deduce where it was coming from. And so as it turns out, it is actually coming from the Smart Connect WCF Web Services, per the name, WCF here. And the reason why is because this is a debug setting that was set up in the IIS Web.config for this website. And so if we look at it, it shows 0 bytes. That's just caching lag or Explorer not showing it, because we can see that there is stuff in it, and we look at it and we say, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Don't really see too much out of it, mostly unreadable, except we can see a stack trace here, authentication here. And so it's difficult to read. It looks like it's XML, because we see the tags and whatnot. And if we would close it and try to open it up, we could maybe open up in a browser, but I tried that and that didn't look too good. And so researching a bit, I had found out that the IIS debug logs is best used with the Windows.net's service trace viewer. So if we open this up, we can see the events much better. Looking for configuration context, we see an error, handling exception. So this is when I had run the get map list in the window. It had prompted for creds, and unfortunately we didn't see that on camera though. So this was it just saying, hey, this happened. This is probably useful if you really knew what you were doing at IIS. Not terribly useful from a Smart Connect setting. We don't usually have those kind of problems that we need this kind of level of tracing. So then the question is how do I make IIS not generate this log? And so taking a look, we know that it's a Web.config setting, as I noted. So if we look in our Smart Connect API folder, which is the service, WCF service folder, first thing you should do before you do anything is make a backup of that web config, just in case you want to monkey with something. And so if we open up the config file, it's a system diagnostics. So if we look in system diagnostics, we can see that these are trace listeners that are set up. There's one for the system service model and the one system service model message logging. And we can see clearly that it's initialized to ctemp and then the file name. So these two for sure are what's doing it. And we notice that the service model one is set to information activity tracing. As it turns out, these are settings that are defined settings in any trace listener. In the blog article of this name, there's a link to a Microsoft Learn doc which shows all the settings, and it also shows the way we can turn it off. And so the way to do that is we could specify actually different values. Again, there's 10 of them, but we want it off. So the setting we should do is to flip it off so it no longer traces anything. And we noticed that this one, system service automatic logging, this one doesn't have the switch value. So my guess is it's probably defaulting to off. But I don't know that for a fact. I'm sure we can find some documentation that says it either way. But let's just specifically hard code it to off. That way we don't have to do this again. So if I close this and save this, let me save it. It might have not let you save it, and you might have to copy the file out to your desktop and overwrite it. Windows is pretty protective of the program files and program files x86 folders sometimes, but in this case it let me do that. And so now we want to kill that service. We can do this in IIS. We see it's still running, so we'll just kill it. Boom. And then we shall delete our file. So then let's do the get map list out of our browser again, which is calling the WCF service. It's taking a little bit as it's spinning up the service. It should maybe prompt for credentials, might not, because the browser might have cached them in instead of for me, so we'll see. Okay, it did not prompt, and we got our map list. So it made a successful WCF call. If we wanted to, we could do it again. No problem. If we look back in our temp folder, we do not see. Let's refresh the browser. Yep. And we're notice sorting by date modified, and it is November 10th right now, and it didn't create it. So we can see this time SmartConnect/IIS did not provide any debug information, so it didn't create the file. And so we have now successfully turned off IIS logging in the SmartConnect WCF 21 web services.